Hello, my name is Patrick Howard Hanksler, and welcome back to the Mu Beta podcast Talking Kappa. I'm here joined with the illustrious, the wonderful, the absolutely amazing human being that I've known for literally 5 minutes, Danielle Casey Wade. I don't know if you want me to call you Danny or anything, whatever you prefer, but let's how are you doing today?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah. So D Wade works. Fallen.
Nice,
Uh,
nice.
yeah. A lot of old people, they know me as Danny Case. Like at some point, my nickname and my last name became like one fusion kind of whatever. So Danny Case. Yeah.
I feel it. I think I'm just gonna call you D Wade the whole time. Like I'm just gonna roll with that. I feel with
Yes.
that. Oh my gosh. So, when did you actually start at FAU?
So I technically started at FAU in summer of 2008 because I graduated high school in '08 and was super eager to start school.
Wow, wow. Okay. So, what was your major?
So this is actually an answer that has been a mystery for many old people who've interviewed me in the past. Uh, I'll admit I had like 5 different majors over the course of college, not quite knowing exactly what I wanted to do. Just kind of falling into what I'm doing now. But yeah, I ended up graduating, doing the whole interdisciplinary studies thing. Because once free
Okay.
money ran out, it's like, you know what? Let me just, this makes a degree. All right, I'm out.
Right. Oh my gosh. So, I think a lot of people would relate to your own story right now, just because already many people would be going to any college or any place really and just being like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing right now, but I'm just gonna go with the flow and see what happens, man. Like,
Yes.
um, but I guess what I really want to know right now from you is what made you actually want to do KK Psi?
So I had the great fortune of knowing about Kappa Kappa Psi from my older sister, who is a spring 2004 initiate of the Alpha Eta chapter at University of Florida. Uh, she had served on district council as a member at large South, which is no longer a position, but um, I think that's how a lot of the founders got to know who my sister was, with the exception of Wendy, because they actually went to high school together. Nova High, I guess, go Titans. um, so it's like I had that background. Um, so when I came to FAU and didn't really know anyone because no one from my high school was actually going to FAU, or at least the high school I graduated from, um, it was like, okay, band. I like serving bands. Okay, let me go with this. I know I tried going to some interest events in the fall of 2008. However, they didn't do first semester freshmen. So it's like, okay, I'll chill and vibe, get to know y'all a bit more, and see you in the spring.
Okay, okay. So so I would assume fall of 2008, you'd be going into the spring of 2009 was when you would start your MC process.
Yes,
Okay,
gammas.
go.
Oh my gosh, I feel so long ago.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
It's crazy because it's like my big is a founder, and it's like his birthday was earlier this month. Yay, Justin. My grand big, which Mikey, he's from UCF. And during my membership process, my big and I actually got to take a road trip up to UCF, and I got to meet my grand big and
Oh wow.
spend some time there. So that was actually really cool. I still keep in touch with my grand big. He was definitely the plug for Universal tickets when I was in college.
Oh my gosh, that's too relatable.
Yes.
So, who's your grandbig?
So my grandbig is Mikey Shears. He actually was a part of the Psycho family. My big, he thought we were snakes at first, but then we ended up finding out that we weren't. So there were some changes that happened. Long story short, Dragon family emerged. Um,
What I would give to
yes.
be a part of that family. What I would give.
Yes. But yeah, Dragon family. So yeah. And then it's like my grandbig, he's like, I don't care what family you're a part of, because at the end of the day, it's all KK Psi.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Uh
Just
so
to give you background on me, so like, there's a bunch of ninjas right now, like
so I've seen.
a lot, and like I was a ninja, and then I was like, I'm good. We need some diversity up in here. Like, we can't all be ninjas because at the end of the day, what is this, Naruto? Like, come on. Um, so I made my own family, the Thunderbird family. Uh,
Okay.
I am the Storm. We are the Storm. Always, now and always. But anyway, nothing about me.
That's
Um,
pretty fresh.
yeah, you know, can't put me
Ah.
on the spot because a lot of the stuff were already taken. So, um,
Ah.
actually, I wanted to ask you. So, when you started, after you were done with your process,
hmm
and I interrupted you, I'm sorry. I would have let you finish that thought.
Oh
But,
no. I
um,
probably forgot what it was.
okay, great. when when you actually were done with your process and you became a brother, what kind of how was your influence in the chapter? Like, what are the things that you did during your time?
Okay. So I think one of my goals for the chapter was to kind of expand outside of the AL building because I feel like I had the feeling that there's other organizations out there who we could always partner with who have resources that we might not have within the AL building that could help us achieve the things that we're trying to do.
Right.
So that was one of those things that I really was trying to do. Yes, um, step team was a thing that I was really trying to have happen, and I'm so glad to hear that y'all have brought that back. It warms my heart.
Yeah, the brothers are
Um,
going to do great things from what I'm hearing with the step
yeah,
teams.
and then I guess promoting. I don't know how much breezeway. Well, I know the breezeway has changed so much, but tabling in the breezeway, just having genuine conversations with people, trying to get them involved in band. Because I was so about having people like a recruitment for marching band more so. That was always a big thing for me. Um, I always want marching owls to be great or even greater, I
Yeah.
guess. Then yeah. Sorry if that sounded awkward.
No, I think it's wonderful. I mean, it goes to the true intentions of like you are a brother and you're trying to, what's the meme? Progmovate, basically. You know, but it's so true that we're always trying to promote the better existence of bands, like the purposes of fraternity. We're always trying to preserve that and obviously instill that even past what we're already doing right now. Like, I mean, not to make it about me right now, but you know,
You
but,
want
no,
to.
no. I just like this is the reason why I'm doing this because I already think from what you're saying so far is because it's very nothing much has changed in the sense of the same not problems but ideas and just outreach is always there and how what we can do to expand that. And I think that's really like not better word for this, but amazing that even for what your time was going through, we're still going through the same thing now. So it's happy. It's happy to know that like what we're doing right now is also what you've tried to do in the past, and we're always trying to make that better and better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Never be afraid to reach out to people. They might have resources that you don't have.
yeah,
I think that's actually like some of the reason I got involved in Southeast District because it's like you see all these other chapters doing great things. Okay, how did y'all do that? Those things didn't work. Okay, let's see if we can borrow that idea and make it work for the chapter.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So,
so what would you say your influence in the Southeast district was?
okay. So with that, I actually ran for district office in spring of whatever year that was. Is that, oh my gosh, was that 2011? Wait, hold on, let me look at this. When was this convention? Okay, that says 2015. Um, yeah, 2011, I want to say was at UCF. Um, that was my first convention back after being inactive, which was a really weird time for me. Um, depressing.
Oh,
But
I was gonna ask, but now I don't want to ask. But if you,
oh no, you're welcome to ask. Like, as I've gotten older, I'm just more open about, hey, this is what was going on.
right?
Um, yeah, I know. What was it? Spring '09 is when I was just to, I guess, go back to that,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
have it out of the way. So I was initiated in spring 2009, fall 2009. I was experiencing financial hardship. And so it really sucked to, hey, all right, I was just initiated. Now let me try and do these things. It's like, I'm going to put paying for school before paying for the chapter. But then what ended up happening is due to financial hardship, I couldn't even come back for spring 10. And it was a really sad time because it's like, hey, I want to be involved. I want to do these things. But life put that on hold. Um, yeah, ended up going to community college while I was trying to figure out my life. Um, eventually ended up in a better position, came back, um, back to business, as I like to say. I
Nice,
remember saying that to Dr. Murray. Uh,
Dr. Murray.
Dr. Murray. Dr. Sean Patrick Murray.
His middle name is Patrick? No way. No way. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
What else? Yeah. Oh, fun
I,
facts.
I just learned something. That's amazing. But no, I really truly think that what you just said about, going through financial hardship and going through these are pivotal moments that I honestly think that no other kind of people who are not brothers will understand of. There's going to be strife. There's going to be challenges in your life. There's just going to happen. And I
Yeah.
think it's so refreshing for me to hear that you went back to community college, got that stuff done, and you came back and I assume you came back and you made it even better, yourself
Yeah.
even better.
It's like, what was it? Spring 2010 was a really depressing time for me. However, eventually I ended up just kind of taking some of those experiences and ended up presenting a workshop at DLC. I don't remember which year that was, DLC 2013, whichever one was at UNC Chapel Hill.
Okay.
Just focus more on mental health,
Oh wow.
called Brother to Brother. And it was interesting because there's a lot of brothers who thought that workshop was going to go one way. And then it was just like, whoa, something completely different that people appreciated. Um, so,
So
yeah.
I actually want to talk to you about mental health, if that's okay.
Oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just feeling it. And it's funny to me because as a person who, I've had my things. We all have our things, and it's perfectly normal. And I think we need to understand, like, we need to have an open dialogue about these things all the time. No matter if you're a brother, we're all human beings. We're all here to make each other better. So anyway, I'm
Mhm.
going to ask you about that. So
Okay.
during your time when I thought you thought they were basically it's a bad time right now. What were the things that were to keep you going? What were the things that just motivated you to just go out and do stuff?
Um, I'm here just like thinking, okay, where was the shift? Because for a while,
Mm-hmm.
it I don't know, I just wasn't I was so far from being in a good place. There was actually, it's weird to say it now, but uh, there was a period of time where I actually went missing. It's
Oh,
like weird because it's like I knew where I was, Um, and yeah, I'm just glad that I continue to kind of press through that, and
Yeah.
I'm here today.
No, I'm glad you're here today. Oh my
Yeah, that so I know there's people who were in the chapter at the time who are just kind of like, oh, I heard you went missing. What happened? I didn't really talk so much about it then. Um, but now it's like, hey, a little more insight. It's like I'm not trying to like, okay, I want to let people, I guess, kind of fill in blanks, maybe. I don't know if I'm like doing that or if I should like outright discuss things. I'm just like, if anything, if anyone has any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to me.
god. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yes.
Um,
Um,
go for it.
but I didn't really, one of the things that did kind of get me through was talking to certain people. Um, because it's like, and I'll even use John Hollingsworth.
John
Um,
Hollingsworth? You know him too? What are we talking about? Anyway, keep going. I'm sorry.
he's an alpha, but it's like weird because it's like I know there's people who would be like, "What? John Hollingsworth? Like, what did he have to do with anything?" Um, but just kind of giving me this whole perspective on life. Um, man, I wish I could remember exactly what he said. He's full of nuggets of like gold. Um,
I've had a couple gigs with him, and I've already experienced that he is a human being, a well-rounded human being.
yes. Oh wow. I'm gonna whenever you post this, I'm gonna make sure I send it to John.
Oh my gosh. He'd be like, "I met this guy once. How does he remember that?" It's funny.
But yeah, it was something that he had said just about life in general, that I just kind of had with me. And that kind of helped.
yeah.
Yeah.
I, I,
But
I truly,
yeah.
I truly think that I'm gonna go back to what I said before, but it
Oh,
it's really about how we communicate our feelings and our thoughts with each other without not remorse, but no judgment, or just open minded at the end of the day. Because I can feel like I have a conversation with you that anything about doesn't have to be Kappa Kappa side, it doesn't have to be on anything. It has to be just me opening about this is what I'm feeling right now, and I just want you to see me because this is how I'm feeling right now. And I think if we have that mindset with everyone, I think we're gonna be a better place. Always, always.
yeah. You
Sorry, you
know,
got something I'm really
yeah,
passionate about. On this, I had to go with it. I'm sorry.
yeah. I'm also here. Well, because it's like at the end of the day, you never know what people are going through,
Yeah.
and I always find that wild. Like, it'd be weird. Like some situations I'd be going through, and then it's like next moment I'm on a podium waving my arms in the air, and it's just like wow. Um, but I'm also like things that I love because I see it on like the chapter Discord. Like you kind of hoping everyone has a great day, just like things like that. I'm also like kind of hearing about like, hey, we're having these conversations, talking about feelings, and it just feels good. Like it feels like I'm proud of the direction that the chapter is taking. Okay, thank you for being a part of that, Patrick.
Oh my gosh, no, I don't deserve anything like that. You don't have to praise me. Don't praise. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
But no, I truly, I thank you. That means a lot to me.
Yeah.
That means a lot to us. I assume whoever's watching
Yeah.
or listening, obviously.
Yes.
Um, I, man, I want to keep going with this, but I have other questions I want to get to. But like, we can talk
Okay.
about this after. Um, man. So no, I'm literally just there's so much I want to get out with you right now, but I wanted to get these key points in.
Okay.
So, did you hold any officer positions while you're in Mu Beta?
So with Mu Beta, I was alumni secretary for a bit, and I was also was a vice president of programs or whatever we called it at the time.
Yeah,
I feel like these titles keep changing, but
it's still VPP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, it's like get down with VPP. Yeah. But one of the things that I just kind of went with, like, because I had these titles,
Mhm.
but I was always a fan of like leadership from the back of the room,
Yeah.
where it's like you don't necessarily need to have a title to make a difference, to have ideas, to share, to do the work, to serve. So
Leading
it's
by
like I'd have
example.
these positions and it just kind of be like, okay, it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm sorry, just going backwards again.
No, go for it.
Because I think before we got into the mental health, I was talking something about SED.
Okay.
Yeah, and over there, I ended up being Central Regional Representative, which is a position that does not exist and anymore. And I was a part of that doing like, yo, district, there's a lot of money going into this position, and now we have technology, so we don't necessarily need it anymore. But it was a fun time. I got to do tour of Georgia and visiting all those chapters. Um, Florida, visiting those chapters, so that was pretty
Wow.
cool.
See, you've been around. You've been the south. Been around the southeast district. That's oh wow. Oh my gosh. I didn't even know
Yeah, oh my, so many miles
that.
on my, was it my poor, like I still have my 98 Nissan Maxima.
Oh my lord.
It's like that's a car that I decided it's gonna be like Ludacris and his Acura Legend that you like never get rid of. So I still have it. There's people who like I had that car in high school. People are like, how does it still move? How does it still like how many miles are on it? And it's like, y'all are asking too many questions. It gets from point A to point B. That's all y'all need to know. But I have upgraded to a mommy mobile.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, yeah.
What kind of car?
So because of the number of kids, it's like I'm whipping it in a Honda Odyssey. It's crazy. I never saw myself being like, I always figured, oh, I'm gonna be like an SUV mom. But like when it comes to space, it's like, oh man, you can fit a lot of stuff in an Odyssey. Plus it's a Honda, so like I can fly. It's great.
I can fly. Let me
Like
talk to you about my Honda Odyssey. It can fly. It's in space.
yes,
I'm
it's
gonna get a
like,
Honda
and it's
Odyssey
like
now.
all the car seats. There's, oh my goodness.
How many seats? How many seats?
Okay. Oh, how many seats or how many car seats?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So my Honda Odyssey can fit 8 passengers,
Wow.
and I currently have 3 car seats. Well, technically 2 car seats and a booster seat. Uh, yeah. So
I'm.
two-year old, 3-year old, 6-year old.
That was my next question.
Yeah. I do not recommend having back-to-back kids if that's ever anybody's intention. It's
Say
a
that
lot.
one more. Say that one more time, very clearly and slowly.
I do not recommend having back-to-back kids. It is a lot. Yeah.
uh,
Which, oh, I forget, one of my kids, Lucy, the 2-year old who has her own trombone, um,
nice.
she actually was like a co-delegate with me at this 2019 national convention. Like she
Oh,
was in Stillwater taking pictures near the shrine and it, meeting people. Yeah, she's fancy.
so she's seen the train car and everything. She's seen it all. Oh
She's
my
seen it all. She's eaten at Eskimo Joe's and um, been held by Marco and yeah,
Wow.
fancy
Okay.
national people.
Banco, maybe. No, I'm kidding. So what are your children's names, by the way?
Um, so my 2-year old is Lucy. I was in the hospital, had no idea what I was going to name my child. And my husband and I, we really like watching episodes of I Love Lucy in syndication. That was
Uh,
one of those things we had. And so it's like, okay, um, there's your name. Wrote it down on the paper.
I like
No real thought given.
it.
My son is David. We call him DJ. Mostly because like his middle name is a whole joke that stemmed from high school. It was like, if you ever have a son, name him just in case. So his middle name is like Justin, and then like I made my maiden name a part of his middle name, so it's Case. So if he ever wants to like run with the joke, he has it, but if he doesn't, it's hidden there as a part of his middle name, so he doesn't have to deal with all the comments. So
I get the mindset.
He's technically D Wade as well.
Oh yeah, technically, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's Monty. She's my bonus daughter.
Nice. We like those.
Yeah, so she's 6, and she has the best music teacher in the world, brother Chris Hand.
Gotcha. Okay.
At Eagle Ridge Elementary, who used to be chapter president while I was going through my process.
Wow. So like this whole like world of like Kappa Kappa Psi people, it's really like small and we all know each other is basically what you're telling me.
That's what it is.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's just like so surprising to me where it's just like, oh yeah, you know, I was in band, I did KK Psi, like it was cool, like awesome, like I'm just getting my job here. I'm like, all right, I'm in KK Psi too, like what's going on? It's so funny how many brothers I actually run into all the time. Like I had so many brothers growing up around me to begin with, and now I look back, I'm like, you were a brother, like oh my gosh. So actually, here's some real questions I wanted to get into about
All right.
yeah, it's not serious stuff. I feel like we already hit the bases, like serious, funny, wonderful, and amazing, because like that's what you are. But I had the question. It was there. I swear I'm a great podcaster. No, it's there.
Okay.
So how have you brought the values of Kappa Kappa Psi in your life now, and how have you actually seen the experiences you had during your active time, and how have you brought that into your life now?
Okay. You know, this is actually one of those things I was just like, oh my gosh, he's going to ask me a question where it's like the answer is right there, but you're not going to have the words when he asks the question. And here I am.
Listen, I lost the question in my head like 2 seconds ago. I was saying we're vibing right now. It's all good.
Okay. All right. Okay. Values.
Let's just say, like, how have your experiences helped you just live your life and make your life a better, essentially, better life, I should say?
Okay.
It's a great question.
It really is. Man, like I'm here thinking about like purposes now and like fellowship.
Okay. I think honoring bandsmen is great and everything, but
I'm sorry.
I don't know if I can do that in a. So like.
Well, actually, when it comes to, I don't remember if this was. I think this was like before we started the interview, and I was talking about my first job, like out of college, that was full time and had benefits and all that jazz.
Right.
And how it was pretty much, hey, they're looking at my resume and they saw, hey, look at this experience I have with like events and stuff. Yeah. So the HOO, just for those, I guess, who weren't a part of that conversation, I'm a community association manager, manage HOAs, have also had experience in high-rise condos. That was not the path that I thought I would be taking after college, but you know, this is where I am now.
So you're the person to go for it if we ever need a condo, like.
Well, that would more so be like an agent, like a real estate agent. I think like Brother Fitzwilliam, who is also, I want to say, from West Boca.
Oh my gosh.
I think she's an agent. So if any of you like need that assistance. check her out.
D-Wade has the
Um,
digits.
but oh my gosh, I was going somewhere with this. Oh, but yeah, when I at the time I was doing the lifestyle director thing for this HOA in Pembroke Pines, and right next door to the community was Flanagan High School.
Uh,
So and I still remember it was like month of musicianship. These are like specific examples I'm coming out with because I'm like, okay, I don't know if I should be doing general things or something specific. Just going with the flow here. But I remember reaching out to Flanagan to see if we could have like any kind of ensemble just out at the food truck night we were hosting. Because I'm like, wow, we have this incredible band that is next door. Oftentimes, some of these residents have to listen to their practices during marching season. And I'm just like, to kind of help with community. Like, let me reach out to Rivero because I think he was director at the time.
Steve Rivera?
Uh, yes,
Yeah.
and see what we can do. So I remember him bringing his jazz band. Like jazz band came out, and they were just performing. They did a small like performance at our food truck night, and it's just like, that was like really cool. Just to bring that to the community. You had kids who were there. It's like, okay, maybe they had never seen band people before.
Right.
And you've got this award-winning ensemble that's here. So I thought that was I think I still try to find ways to incorporate band and music and service into my life. Even though I was never a music major. See, just because I had all these majors, none of them were ever music.
You had all this
uh,
life experience that I think really well rounded you over time, and your passion for band hasn't stopped, and I think it's amazing.
yeah, it really, and I think some of it was kind of, it's crazy because middle school, I absolutely did not want to be in band. My older sister was in band. I was like, oh, I don't want to do band. I'd just be copying her. And the experience I had in like elementary school with my music teacher, it wasn't a very pleasant one. Um, which, oh my goodness, elementary music it can make or break like kids. And I think about that, and I shout out to all those educators out there doing the thing. But middle school, I didn't want to be in band. My mom, in a last ditch effort during our sixth grade orientation, I was at like Western Pines.
Western
Uh,
Pines.
yeah. And my mom took me by the band room, and it was this like weird feeling. It was just like, oh, like for real in my mind. And I walked in, band director at the time was Dr. Fawcett. And yeah, switched my schedule to band immediately. And what's really actually awesome about Western Pines is my LB. He actually was director there for a little bit, and
You
it was
mean
just like,
Rich Pawali?
yes, that's my LB.
I know Rich. I've known Rich since I was 14 years old. I've known Rich for that long. Oh my gosh. Jesus.
Is it because of West Boca?
It is because of West Boca. And we're both trombone players, you know.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. Yeah. So, but yeah, I did that. Kept it going when I was at RPD. Eventually, I had to move. Went to Miramar High School. That's where I graduated.
Yeah, shout out to Miramar High School. Yeah.
Yes, Patriot Pride. It's interesting. Kevin Lopez, he was doing the whole GA thing at FAU. He's now director there.
Oh wow.
So yeah, that's pretty fresh. Oh, another trombone player. This world. It's just
This is full of trombone players. Everyone just conform to being trombone players, man. Your daughter Lucy's gonna be a trombone player. Like, come on, like it's already happening.
yeah. See, I don't know what DJ's gonna do. I know Monty, she's taking piano lessons right now.
Nice.
But yeah, DJ, he just watches he'll watch marching band like YouTube videos, and right now he's really into, well, Peter Buka dude plays piano covers of a bunch of stuff, and just random people playing violin, like covers of songs. Like that's what my son is into, which is great because I don't have to listen to a bunch of Baby Shark.
Oh my gosh. I relate to that on a physical and metaphysical level all the time. But no, wow. So I honestly thought I thought this to myself. I was just talking to you just now. It was so funny to me that your experiences right now that you've actually just told for the last like what 30 minutes. I
I
think
guess.
it's I guess I don't know. I can't keep track of time. It's so funny to me that everything is still relative. Everything is so relatable. Like even now, in I guess our time, I should say at FAU and Mu Beta, it's what we can take right now with our lives and how we can apply it within the chapter, within just ourselves and our people that we're around, and we just have to like in this coronavirus world that we live in still.
So weird.
So weird, and how do we navigate it? And I think we're all slowly learning how to do it together and being just positive no matter what, just trying to be an effective change within the band programs and within our community. And I think that's also another thing that I have to take into account, that we're still in the thing doing the thing, and we just kind of have to like not have to the thing, if you understand my analogy of doing the thing, because we can try to be the best that we can as a chapter right now,
Hmm.
but there's so many restrictions that we would have to follow still, that it's very just we have to do it right, we have to do it to the letter, to the T, and we can't mess anything up right now, we really can't. And I think once we get past this time for ourselves, like coronavirus, once everything is passed, I think there's gonna be such more positive outlook on like what we can do to serve the bands again, because right now it does feel like we're not able to do much, but what we can do is we're ready to do it, and I think that's the most awesome feeling that we have right now. I just went on a
Yeah.
little tangent, sorry, I put my two
It's
cents
okay. They happen.
in.
It's like story of my college career, I guess.
Yeah,
I took some interesting class. Oh, sorry to go, I guess,
I'm
into left field,
ready, let's go for it.
but I took some really interesting classes during my time at FAU where people were like, "What? That's a class?" Yeah. I remember was it when I signed up for witchcraft and magic in the Atlantic world.
What?
It was a special topics history class.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah. It was yeah. And I also did a lot of was it what some people would be like, oh, black chick class, but like history of African American women. Um,
Sign me
I
up
was
for that class, what?
kind of, but it was
Seriously?
like it was really I really enjoyed like my like African American studies, like those history courses, because what some people may know or may not know is after I left or graduated from Broward College, I kind of had a decision to make before I came back to FAU. I actually, after National Convention in 2011, I um, was talking to some folks because I was on the fence about applying to FAM. And I applied to FAMU, was accepted, and then I had a weird feeling like there's more you have to do at FAU. And it was like weird because it was like the same feeling I had when it came to band in the sixth grade. So I'm like, okay, let me go with this feeling. And yeah, fall 2011 would have been a really weird time to be at FAM.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yep, yep. That's
yeah.
all I'm gonna say. Yep, yep,
And then, yeah.
yeah.
But it's like I think about it, it's like, okay, 2011, I came back to FAU, back to business, and got back on horn. Oh, because there was a brief stint, I forgot that part, where I was on the drum line.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I was like playing cymbals, and it was just like, I'm paying for this class. Like, I'm going to play cymbals, even though I'm pretty sure Dr. Murray would have preferred me on horn.
Yeah,
You know,
maybe.
you win, you lose.
Go outline. Go outline.
Yeah, but eventually becoming drum major was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Ooh, you were a drum major. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know.
yeah. So
Wow.
what was that 2012? I was drum major of Marching Owls, which is super cool. Like, not being a music major who
Yeah.
was drum major. Um, I still actually have my mace at my mom's house. I didn't move with it, but I know whenever I go down there, my kids like to pretend to do marching band things with it.
They're trying to
Yeah,
imitate their mom. They're like, hey, we can do it too. We
I
got
guess.
it.
Yeah. So,
Well, I, I have to. I don't want to do this, but I kind of have to do this.
okay.
I kind of have to say, I think I have to thank you so much because I've had this has been such a wonderful conversation. Oh my gosh. Like you have no idea. I think you're one of the most wonderful human beings I've ever met in my life, and I truly mean that. I think your work that you've done for just our chapter, and I honestly think people in general, like life, a lot of people you've affected in life positively, and I think that's a very true statement. And I couldn't imagine all the people around you think of the same way. And I just wanted to thank you so much for coming on this podcast today and talking with me, because who the heck am I? I don't know. I'm just the guy trying to
You're
talk.
Patrick.
Yeah,
You like Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
I do like Game of Thrones a little bit. A little bit.
You're positive energy. Like that's Patrick. You play trombone.
I play trombone. Yeah, yeah.
The
No,
freshest.
you're precious. You're precious. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Danny, for being on here today with me. I really have to say that it's been such a wonderful time.
Oh,
Thank you
my
so much.
pleasure. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you
And
go
I
for
guess
go
if
for it.
you ever have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Okay?
Always. Oh my gosh. Always. Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Danny.
Okay.